Hey everybody, John Castanino, State Lead for ACSCAN here in Nevada, and I come to you with another video and with a heavy heart. We did this not long ago for Jet Mitchell when we lost her to metastatic breast cancer recently, and we wanted to take a couple minutes to honor somebody else who gave a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of love to this organization, and that's Jan Cooper. We also lost Jan to metastatic breast cancer at the end of August. And I met Jan back in 2019 at a Christmas event at the Britney Spears Center out kind of close to Green Valley, Henderson. And I loved meeting Jan. Her and her husband, Harry. And I remember this well. Like, Jan was the whirlwind, and then Harry was kind of the quiet guy behind Jan, but the sweetest guy. And it was really cool sitting down and chatting with them, and the event was really neat to kind of hang out with some superheroes. But at that event, I got to spend a few minutes talking with Jan about what fuels her, and this was just when she was starting to join our organization with ACSCAN, and wanted to find out what her passion was, and it was passionately serving the minority community and the minority female community. So I asked her a few questions about that, and you can hear in her voice just how passionate she was about helping out the cancer community.
Well, the biggest challenge is finances. I happen to be blessed that my husband was ex-military, so we could afford care anywhere in the country. We could go to get care. But that's not the case with most minority women, and because of that, most minority women end up getting diagnosed very late because they can't even afford the advanced screening, or if they do get the screening, they can't afford the subsequent treatments that are a part of that. I'm working on my doctorate right now, and so my thesis is about the quality of care that's available for African American women with respect to breast cancer, and how communication and other aspects of financial limitations affect their being able to get the quality of care that they are seeking. And as a result of them being diagnosed later and also not being able to get the treatment that they require, the mortality rate for African American women is much higher than other races.
And then lastly, let's touch on what you and I were talking about, and that is there is, where do we start kind of in Nevada? And I guess we need the dollars to start funding research in Nevada.
Right.
And we kind of know that once the dollars start coming in, so many people will benefit from it. And also, the dollars that are going out of state will stay in state. So I know this is a little bit bigger answer, but just give us your perspective, as you were saying, on dollars leaving, and we need to keep dollars in the state.
The biggest interest that I saw was that the majority of the people that I were talking to, they were saying they had to go out of state. They just couldn't find the care that they needed here in Nevada. And I thought to myself, how much money does that mean is leaving Nevada that should be here, that can be contributed to the state, but instead are going to other places where they have, like Cancer Treatment Centers of America or locations like City of Hope, where big dollars are being given to those organizations, which should be here in Nevada, but because there's no centers like that, or the quality of care that's available doesn't meet that standard, then they're losing literally hundreds of thousands of dollars that should be spent here and invested here in Nevada. But because the system doesn't provide the type of care that's needed, the money goes out instead of coming in, and they really should work to get the money to come back into the state.
So in that video, you hear a strong, very confident woman, and a woman that was out to really make a difference in the cancer community. And I know that she may not have accomplished all her goals, but she certainly made a big difference to me and to our organization. And it was a joy to have her participate with us. So we're going to pick up her torch and her research, and she was going for a PhD. I don't know exactly where she ended up, Harry, if she got it. Maybe she did. That was a couple years ago, but we want to pick up the torch for her and continue the fight for minority women, minorities in general, and really work to get that access to care in Nevada that maybe Jan didn't have and a lot of you may not have had. Jan and I also talked about how she had to go out of state to California to regularly meet with doctors and oncologists out there for her treatment. So, Jan, we love you, we miss you, and we thank you for all the work that you did with us over the years. And it's with a heavy heart that, again, we wish our best to Harry and her daughter Brittany as well. We love you guys, and thank you for your mom.